Hello and welcome back to the Pride Pod here on another Tuesday night on Loud and Proud Orlando. I'm with Luis, my favorite co-host. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing great, John. Coming from a undefeated streak that it seems it's never ending. So I'm definitely very happy to talk about the Pride today. A lot of positive things coming up, and now we have a big, I think one of the biggest teams in the NWSL that we have to face, the Portland Thorns, and we defeated for the first time in Seattle the Reign. So we'll discuss all of that today. Thank you. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, my dog was barking. I had to mute for a second because she went really loud down the mic. So, yeah, big win in Seattle, Luis. I mean, what a place to go and get the first win at Seattle to tie their record from 2014 of 7 wins on the trot. The Pride are flying high, man. We're going to talk more about Seattle and we're going to preview the Thorns. And we're also going to talk a little bit about U.S. women's national team with a call up that we got, and just in general that the squad came out today. Luis, let's get deep into Seattle Reign. This one was a 4-2-3-1 within the lineup, and we saw, I think it was like Summer and Adriana on the wings and Marta in the 10, from what I could tell most of the time. Carriabello and Sams at the fullback positions, pretty much what we come to expect, but with Marta back in that 10 position. Anything stand out to you on the lineup in this one, bud, or do you want to have any comments on that?
Well, I mean, definitely the Adriana partnership that she has with Banda is growing, so that's good to see. Um, you have Emily Sams again, playing as a fullback with Carriabello. Carriabello had a great game again. She stumbled a little bit in the first half, but I mean, I think she did great overall. Emily Sams is playing in UN's women's national team level, so I think in the next probably in the next call up we may see her representing the country. I think she's playing in top level, and then also Marta being back in the starting lineup, playing around 70 minutes, so I thought that was nice.
Great to have Marta back, man. I mean, she makes a big difference. There were some connections with her and Banda throughout the game, which I think were really encouraging. I want to say, drop your comments. We got a comment already from Victor. He says, "Welcome back, John." Thank you very much. I'm back from vacation, back for the Pride Pod. Didn't want to miss out. But drop your comments. We want to hear what you have to say on this game and your thoughts on the Thorns coming up on Friday. The first goal of this game, Luis, came in the 9th minute. We started early. I was a little bit nervous about like what was going to happen because I felt confident, but you never know with a team like Seattle away from home. So for us to get the first goal in the 9th minute kind of settled my nerves a little bit. And it also seemed, I think, to maybe even settle the nerves of the team themselves. I think that's what Seb said as well, that they, getting that early goal was a big part of that. Let's go through that goal, and I want to hear your thoughts on this opener.
Yeah, that's pretty much Marta with the cross. Then it catches everyone off guard. Summer Yates kind of dribbling the ball around. Both center backs for the Reign are on Banda pretty much, trying to cover her, thinking that she's going to link up with Banda, or trying to see. And Summer just, I think that was Phoebe McClernand who kicked that ball out. And then, Emily Sams just completely wide open. I think you could see two of the center backs concentrated in Banda, the two midfielders right there, defensive midfielders looking for Summer. Emily could have definitely passed it to the player that was completely open right here on the flank, but no, she decided to shoot it, and it was a phenomenal goal right there. Scoring a golazo against a top keeper, in my opinion. I think Ivory is a phenomenal keeper, And I mean, I'm so happy that Emily is able to be so versatile and show so much, not only offensive prowess nowadays, but also defensive prowess tremendously, and especially in this game. So it's kind of like the cherry on the cake on a great couple games that she's had so far in the season, John.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. Emily Sams, incredible center back early in the season, turned right back, and now she's here finishing on her left foot from outside of the box with a curler. Like, who knew that she had that in her locker? An incredible shot, I think, and also her first ever NWSL goal, her first ever NWSL shot.
That's amazing.
So she only scores bangers, is what the admin tweeted, and I think it's 100% right. Like, Emily Sams just continues to impress, and what a season she's having. Seb made a comment about the fact that she's probably going to, potentially stay at right back. Like, he was like, it's hard to move her out when she's doing so well from that position, and that allows us to play Kylie and Hafa at the same time. So it's probably the best place for her right now in the squad, and she's loving it. And look, the way they celebrate around her is just, you can tell that they all were like, oh my God, Emily scored a goal. We got to go celebrate with her. So that was great to see. In the 18th minute, Luis, Barbara Banda, once again on the score sheet. She's 6 for 6. She's got 6 goals in 6 games. And this one, I mean, the setup, if you go back and see, Marta reads the pass, steals the ball high up the field.
Yeah.
And then gets it out to Adriana, who does a little bit of skills, like on the wing. She left, right, kind of throws the defense off, and then finally puts in a beautiful curling cross to the back post where Banda is unmarked for Lord knows why. And just an easy back post header for her. But this one, I think, for me, Luis, it's all about the fact that you've got our big 3 players out there in attack. In my opinion, you've got Marta with the setup, and you've got Adriana doing what she should be doing out on the wing, showing her skills, and then Banda in the box that just she can't miss. Your thoughts on the second goal, bud?
Well, definitely. I mean, a horrible turnover by Seattle Reign. I mean, they're a shadow of the team they used to be. A horrible turnover, and then like you said, when you had those 3 up top playing completely free, especially Marta now playing with, just playing super happy to be there, super happy to be somebody to contribute to the overall, attacking third of Orlando Pride, not having that big backpack, she has to carry on the whole entire team. No, she feels confident that, now she has help from Banda now, from Adriana, from Haley, from Carrie. So, but she's playing, I think, some of her best football right there, sets up Adriana. And then Adriana, that's her thing. She's done that in Corinthians several times, looks for the open space. Great touch by Ivory, thinking, hell, I'm going to get the ball, and I'm sure McLernan or, the other center back is going to be there. And just, they were not. I mean, Banda was completely unmarked. And, that's a goal, kind of like a poacher goal, just being right there in the right time and the right moment. And, they do the Dragon Ball Z celebration right there. So not to knock Seattle, but I mean, they have pretty good players on defense as well. They have a great goalkeeper, and it's just Banda and Adriana and Marta just couldn't be stopped. So I thought it was phenomenal.
Also, as good as they are, Luis, you can't leave Banda left like that. Like, you give Ivory no chance if Banda's not even being. You got to get someone at least to compete in the air, at least near her, challenge her. He completely lost her in that one. I think all of the back and forth by Adriana threw their whole back line off. They were like, what's she doing? And then they just weren't able to pick up Barbara, and that was unlucky for them. The 32nd minute, Luis, we had a disallowed goal. This one for Kylie Strom. It was a really, really good ball. Yeah, you got it. That similar to Marta. She's got that beautiful curving shot. Just a shame that this one was offside, bud.
No, I mean, Ali Lemos, she's going to be in the women's national team for sure. I mean, she's a phenomenal talent. Orlando has been able to surround themselves, not only her, but also Corey Dyke when she came in. She had a great performance, in my opinion. So, so many weapons for Seth Hines. It just makes him look like he's like the ultimate, like, chess player, like, all, he has so many pieces to just like checkmate everybody. And in this scenario, against a top level team, it's great to see. Now, yes, they were completely offside, and I guess one thing I do want to say is that Balser, Fishlock, a lot of the name recognizable players in this squad, I expected more out of Seattle for in my opinion. I felt like the Pride missed a couple of goals too that they could have definitely increased their count on there. And Fishlock was just like she kind of up it up a notch right in the end, when they thought, yeah, we're definitely gonna lose this game. So, but the rest of the game, nothing. Also, they did score. A former Orlando Pride player scored for them. So I don't know if you want to talk about the Anger James goal on the 45th minute. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find it right here.
it was, I think, a little bit lucky, honestly, Luis. I think it was one of those scenarios where they couldn't get there. It just hit directly off of Kylie, and I don't think that Anna has much time to see it or do anything on this one. I'm not going to blame her. I do think it's a little bit on probably Allie and Haley for not covering in the demit they're not ball in. So it wasn't even like, you'll see here, it's not even that smooth from Seattle. It just kind of, they're just going through the motions, and they put a ball in the box to the right player. G picks out
Yeah.
a beautiful pass to a player that we haven't got marked. She's falling over as she kicks it, by the way. And somehow it goes directly off Kylie and round, Anna. So I don't blame them from that one. I think like I said, we could have picked up the player a little better there, but just slightly unlucky as well.
Yeah, I mean they had that goal, and I think it was deflected by one of our players. It seems to me. So I feel like she was completely left unmarked. I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Um, I think they need to. I think we could have done a little better right there. I'm just impressed that they're able to bounce back right away. I mean, this Seattle team, I expect a little bit more of them. Um, and then they started getting overly physical. I do want to say they started, getting really frustrated on on losing this game in front of their fans. So they started fouling a lot, in my opinion, and complaining to the ref, and and then Cook with that hit with against Banda and everything. It was pretty bad. So I don't know, what are your thoughts regarding that?
Well, I think in this one, it was a shame that they got the goal right before the half, and then I shut it down with that third goal. And then I think after that, the frustration from the Seattle players was so high. And I think that's where you start to see more of the chippiness and the fouls. But it was going on in the first half. I think they're a little dirty. I mean, Fishlock I always consider dirty, but I was surprised by Balser's behavior. I think she, we'll talk more about her red card in a bit, but I think she was, giving it all game. Luis, do you want to go through the comments? We got some great ones there.
Yeah, sure. Let's read some comments real quick here. Rachel says kickboxing Cook. That's right. I mean, she did a side kick. It was pretty bad. It should have been a red card. Stream Jesus, the man, the myth, Mr. Rollins. There you go. Rachel wouldn't have been offsides if anyone Rain player were fast enough to catch Banda. That's right. Victor Sanchez says I will be at the game on Friday. That's fantastic. But yeah, there's back-to-back soccer in the City Beautiful. On Friday you could see the Pride probably extending their streak. Against the Thorns, a huge team. This is a team that has faced European talent with a lot of good players. A top contender for sure. And if the Pride is able to slay that dragon, I mean, it's going to be a huge thing. It's like the city beating Columbus right now. So and then on Saturday you have Orlando City facing Columbus Crew with their Charlie Brown jersey. So Rachel, supporting evidence for Sam's call up. There you go. I agree wholeheartedly. I think Sam needs to be ready for her to be called up. And the good thing is that we have depth. We have Brianna Martinez. There's a lot of good players. That are waiting for the next call up. Next call up should have been 5 call ups ago, says Rachel. Victor Sanchez says, "Welcome back, John." There you go. I appreciate everybody that's watching. We're about 36 people live right now, about 29 people on X, and about 8 people on YouTube. So thank you so much for your support. Honestly, I expect a little more. I have some comments here on YouTube on Instagram. Let's
Awesome.
read them real quick. I have Aiden Taylor says, Aiden Taylor, it's a joke how the media still won't respect the Pride in the power rankings. We'll discuss that later on, but I agree. I don't know what more do they need to do for them to move up. They're the best team in the NWSL for sure. Fresha says, I noticed that too. They got all up in their feels. Cook and Boss are both dirty. It says Freshas, I think that's your name. It's going to be a tough game, says Freshas regarding Portland Thorns. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing your nickname on Instagram. I probably am, so I
don't know
apologize.
if people get offended for you mispronouncing their nickname
Yeah.
like they do their real name. Maybe they do. Maybe
Jay
they do.
Texas says, hope we get win number 8 for our number 8. There you go, for sure. So let's go to the 48th minute. Right,
Yeah, the second half, like we said, it was not great to close out the first half with a goal, and I'm sure Seb had something to say about that in his halftime talk. And then we come out, Luis, for the second half, and they get immediately an equalizer. So Barbara actually loses the ball in the box. It's really good tackle in the box by the defender, and then they just go straight up. I think they probably said at their halftime talk for the Reign, let's be more direct. Let's be more aggressive. Because if you watch this back, it's just straight to Fishlock straight to Balser in.
Yeah, I mean, the goal just before the halftime, it just seemed to bring a ray of light on inside their soul or something. They just had a different glow.
It gave them hope, Luis.
Right, that's right.
They're not
kind of like
hopeful.
Jesus gave them a ray of light. You know what I mean? Stream Jesus. And they just became the second half gung ho. Ready to score. And then they score that goal. Let's play real quick here. Oh man, I just totally closed that YouTube thing. My apologies.
You're good.
Let me look it up one more time.
The second half. Overall, Luis, I'll give you some of my thoughts on this game. Like we said, Fishlock kind of grew into it. G was really impressive. I think she's a problem. She definitely had a few good runs there. Anna made a few good saves. We didn't. They are not all in the highlights, but Anna did make some good saves in this game. What else? Seattle were all right. I don't. They were better than I expected, but I still didn't expect them to win. I felt confident even when they got 2. I felt like we were going to get the third. It just seemed to me like we were the better team in this one. It showed. They're still very disjointed, Seattle. For the team that is being run by that manager and the stars that they have, something is definitely off there. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's something off with that. I have the highlights right here, so let's play them real quick.
So the 48th minute, right after the second half, this is where Banda frustrated with Anna on this one. I can see that argument. I think, she comes out, but she doesn't quite spread herself enough. So she doesn't get her arms up, I think, wide enough, in my opinion, to try and make the save. But on the other side, it's a great shot by Balser. She puts it like right, if you watch it, just hits the side netting right inside of the post.
Yeah.
was
I
difficult
also
finish from that angle for her.
I also want to say that, um, in my opinion, I think either the midfielders that you see right here, I don't know if it's Limos and Marta, they could have maybe stopped Fishlock in transition and try to
They're
get the ball.
they're backing off, but maybe one of
And
them should have closed
also,
her down.
Fishlock saw already that Orlando's backline was a little bit behind.
Carey was a little out of position here, I gotta
Yeah,
say, but
so
they all
so
happened so quickly, Luis. They went, like I said,
so
straight up the other end.
then right there, Balser goes in, and she's not gonna miss that. I mean, you could say whatever about Anna, but she ain't gonna miss that.
I
You know,
think I think it's a bit of both. I don't super blame Anna, but I also think it's a really good strike by Balser, right? You have
yeah.
to look at it from both sides.
Now, if Anna would have somehow, somehow stretch her leg a little further to the right,
It's the
that would
right
have,
arm for me, Luis. She
yeah,
doesn't get her right. She needs to
yeah,
go up with both arms,
correct,
and she only goes up. I think she thinks she's going inside, so she goes
yeah.
left,
So she's
and
she's with her
she
hands
goes the
like
other.
this. She should go
Yeah.
like high up. Yeah, but then
But we're
again,
we're being very picky
yeah, I
about
know it's too
she made a
picky.
lot of good saves this game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're sounding like we're nitpicking. Although I do want to say, to bring up a little bit more competition to the goalkeeping corps. Obviously, I'm quite of a fan of Ivory from Seattle Reign. If we can poach her, and because we still haven't seen Sophia Manor, right?
Why would you say poacher, Luis? What do you mean? Like our GM would be praising opposition's goalie?
Yeah, we should just, hey,
Well,
check out,
let
beautiful sunny Orlando, Florida.
Haley Haley tweeted a compliment about her.
We got Peter Pitt here. We have,
So,
you
maybe
know,
maybe we are interested in Ivory. I don't know, but she's definitely on
yeah,
Haley's radar. We know
that's right.
that. So I
We
don't know,
have the
man.
Orlando Eye.
Yeah, I think mid-season with the team right now, I don't think we're gonna do
I
anything,
mean,
but it's
that
good
would
to
be a
know that
great pickup,
Haley
though. Don't get
it's
me
good to
wrong.
know that she sees like, okay, this is what we need in goal.
I mean, that'd be a great pickup, though. I mean, I wouldn't be angry about that pickup for sure.
I mean, it would be nice. I don't know if Ivory fancies leaving the
Yeah.
the rain right now, but maybe at the end of the season, Luis, we'll see some movement on the goalkeeper front.
No,
But
Balser got the goal because she was looking for it the whole entire game. She was complaining, and she was playing very physical, man. She's just really upset about. She didn't like how the Pride were playing. That's and she got the goal right there. Oh man, it barely kind of. I think he got a little touch
does it
on. I
hit
don't.
Anna?
Yeah, it did hit Anna. I think. Hold on. Yeah, it did. It hit her
It
hand.
hits her right arm and goes in off her arm. That's so unlucky.
That's so unlucky, man. Man, wow.
And just goes in as well. Like
Yeah,
big save.
yeah, it would have been a
The
big
the
save.
76th minute, Luis, you won't find it in the highlights. But it's the Alana Cook sidekick. It looked like something out of a WWE move. I gotta say, it was. I don't understand what she's doing. They cut it out because
Well,
NWSL, but
I have the prides.
it's not in there either. So,
Oh yeah, it goes
and they
from.
don't have the full game up. I try to go find it in the full replay, but it's not up there yet either. So, on NWSL Plus, try to go back and look at it. But so far, all evidence of this sidekick has been is
Yeah,
not there. But we all saw it happen. Barbara was off, like she was gone, and
right.
Alana Cook knew that and threw her leg out to the side
Yeah, it's
and
a
essentially
sidekick,
kicked
man.
Barbara like right in the stomach,
Yeah,
right in the abdomen or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that was.
in
I
the
don't
belly.
understand. It went for the yellow card, but the more I thought about it, and a lot of people was tweeting it, and I agree, it's probably a red card. It's a goal. It's a you're. I don't know if you're a straight dog but she's off. Like she's probably the last player there in line with a few others.
Yeah.
And it looks cynical. I think that's the thing, Louise. And then she was complaining. What are you complaining about? You kicked her in the chest. What are you? I don't understand what she possibly had to say to the ref in her defense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she that was a horrible foul. It's just frustration, when a team is complete. Like, I mean, look, um, let's keep it real here. Orlando Pride it has been the Cinderella of the NWSL for many years, right? And it's because we just let it go like that, like Frozen. We just let it go, and it was like that. So all these big franchised teams like the Rain, like Portland, like a lot of like Washington, they see us as like the little brother in the playground. You know what I mean? And now we are knocking them down. With authority. And it's not just Barbara Banda. Like, it's defensively and offensively. They're very compact. They're very tactically savvy. They're following. They're doing set piece goals like this one. And they're taking advantage of their chances now. So they're becoming a very, very dangerous team to face. And so frustration sometimes ensues because probably the last 2 or 3 practices they've been like, oh yeah, we're gonna play the Pride. We're gonna be okay, man. And so here comes the day that they face the Pride, and boom, the Pride like knocks them out. So, and sometimes that could show a little bit of frustration. We've seen it with when they face Trini Rodman. We've seen it when they're facing Balser. Are we going to see it in against Portland this weekend? I don't know. What are your thoughts there, John?
I think we're up for. I don't want to say we're up for a fight because it's
Yeah,
not that, but we're not to be pushed over. And I think
yeah,
there's a lot like Haley. Haley, I've never seen. She's always up for a physical match.
yeah, for sure.
Kylie for sure.
Carrie as well.
Carrie, like there's so many, and even the attackers, Luis, like Barbara. I wouldn't say everybody in our team is wants to get physical with other players, but a lot of them don't shy away from that, and it's part of their game. We're gonna have to jump back a little bit, Luis, because I realized we missed the winning goal. You've got it here on the screen. The 58th minute. Barbara Banda with the
That's right
shot in
here.
the box from the Marta
Yeah.
from the
So
Marta ball.
yeah.
What a
So
what
there's
a
this.
what a cross.
Yeah. So there's a set piece right here from Martha. A beautiful cross. And then, I think that's Rafa that goes for the header. And then the way she physically is so imposing by defenders, she just sneaks one in right there. Look, using her speed too. Boom. Like, no time to think with, no time to think with the defender.
On the volley.
Yeah, it's like, how is what the club said? She's inevitable. That's exactly how the NWSL commentator, you know, uh, kind of mentioned Banda. She's inevitable, kind of like when Thanos, had all the, all the rings, all the stones, right? And he said, "I'm inevitable." I think they kind of used that word, tweeted it that she's inevitable, and that's exactly how she is. She's inevitable, man. By defenders, she's so bothersome to mark.
I
Right
mean,
there, like physically imposing, super fast, amazing,
I can't remember what
amazing.
account it was, but somebody tweeted out about like the first 10 games of the NWSL season and stats and who's where. And I replied saying Barbara hasn't played 10 yet. So whatever that is, it's gonna be Barbara's record. She's gonna be. I expect her to be Player of the Month for May. If she's not, I'm probably gonna riot or something. But uh, they need to. Obviously, they talk all about her, but we need to start. We need to see some awards for Barbara. We need to see her. Getting Player of the Month. I don't see any reason why not.
And I do want to say this is so great also for the Zambian national team. The way she's representing her.
Pictures, taking autographs with her.
Yeah, I know everyone is taking pictures with her, and she's signing autographs, and there's always new people from Zambia coming in every single game. So it's fantastic.
And then finally, the end of the game. Well, there's a great save by Anna, actually. Just to let you know. Sorry, by Ivory. There in the 61st kick to Banda's stomach, and that's what is happening in this aftermath. So Cook should have been sent off for another foul, in my opinion.
That's just a
If that
star
was our
getting.
team, Luis, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I mean that's a star getting frustrated. It's like when there's a beauty pageant, and then you've been the queen for so long, and then all of a sudden you see a hotter girl walking by, younger, way more beautiful, and then your crown is up for grabs. That's exactly what it is. They're just frustrated that little Orlando Pride is completely make him look like a team that's not contending for anything. And so I think that's just frustration. um and the ref did what he needed to do. For the very first time, I'm also siding with Pro here. Which I don't know. I don't know. First time ever, I think I'm siding with Pro.
I think he had a pretty good game, honestly. I'm trying to think about, like, was there anything glaringly obvious? I mean, apart from the fact that he should have given out the red for Cook, and then that's the second yellow, like that is an issue. But outside of that, I wasn't frustrated by the ref in this one as much as I usually am.
That's right. Ivory had a phenomenal save too. I know that you were mentioning that. Hey, you never know. I'm just throwing it out there. I would not be upset if we could, just a little scoop, a little scoop right there for Ivory. Great, great, great goalkeeper. I think she'll be a great addition. So, um, yeah.
Luis,
Balls
we
for the.
got a
Yeah,
comment from Victor Sanchez. He says,
what
"What
do you say?
about Pride rated third team performance when Pride is undefeated?" And I sent you the ESPN
Yeah, sure.
power
Yeah, I was
rankings
looking for
link.
that. Yeah.
Now, look, I'm not usually one to get upset over power rankings because I think they're kind of a take it with a grain of
Yeah.
salt kind of measurement anyway. But this one is kind of laugh out loud, because I don't rate ESPN as a source for U.S. soccer. I think they're not a great outlet, but this is laughable because you've got Portland Thorns ranked number one, Kansas City Current ranked number two, and you've got Orlando Pride ranked number three. Only one of those teams, Luis, is undefeated and has won more on the bounce than the other teams above them. So I don't understand how you can possibly still pick the Wave. The Wave have to drop. I mean, sorry, the Current have to drop down. They've tied like 3 games in a row, and or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But the Thorns haven't got as many wins as us, and they're not undefeated. So I don't understand what they're doing over there at ESPN. But we should easily be number one. It's a no brainer.
Yeah, sometimes soccer is not a meritocracy,
It's a popularity
and
contest most of the time.
unfortunately, even in American football, you have the Kansas City Chiefs all over news because Taylor Swift is dating the tight end, and then you have the Kansas City Current, which is, oh, Patrick Mahomes is there, and he's the owner and his wife, and maybe one day we'll see Taylor there as well. And they got a new pitch, which I think it's fantastic. And then you have the Thorns because the Thorns actually have been one of the most consistent teams in the NWSL, also facing competition from abroad. So I just think it's just they're kind of pulling rank. Orlando Pride should be the number one for sure, but our market, and that's another thing, and it would have been the same thing in the MLS, John, and it would have been the same thing in the MLS
Oh,
if right now, or if right now Orlando City would be undefeated. We would be probably fourth or fifth in the power rankings.
well, it literally is the same thing on the men's side on ESPN power rankings. They moved us up one in the
It's our
MLS
market,
power
yeah.
rankings after the week that they had. So I don't think they do a good job at ESPN, and I think their
No,
competitors are overtaking them, Louise. So I don't take much stock in this. I just think it's silly.
yeah, it's
Um,
silly.
Rachel has a great comment. She says CBS/Attacking Third has better rankings. I agree. I think CBS and sports in general is doing a much better job than
Yeah,
ESPN.
Attacking Third is a great show, by the way.
Yeah, and Attacking Third is a really good show. So that's a much better gauge. Like Sandra does them on there. So check
Now,
those out, and we should be up the top. I haven't checked, but
now, what we can do, I think, as a fan base, and this goes for both City and Pride, is just go to the stadium and pack it up, and eventually they're going to be forced to talking about us. And in the case of Pride, they're closer to be that team that's going to contend for a cup. So that's what I'm saying is like we got to rally the troops so everybody goes and we start seeing us in the highest attendance standings right there for NWSL. I think it's possible. Don't tell me that your first Pride game is going to be the championship final. you know Although I mean I wouldn't complain about that, but then again, you've missed a whole phenomenal season, historic season, not only just for the Pride but possibly for the whole city of Orlando. First possible major trophy, and no one has ever, not even the Magic, the Solar Bears, the Predators, Orlando City. I mean, honestly, the U.S. Open Cup, I would say, but you know, not the league's title,
this is the
right?
hottest sports team in Orlando
Correct.
right now, Luis. It
So
doesn't matter, college, pro,
yeah,
whatever. This
is the
is the
college
best.
is the hottest thing around right now.
If you're comparing how they're doing in their leagues, Pride is the best
Yeah,
by no doubt. So I encourage everybody to come. We've talked about that a million times. We're doing everything we can, and we hope everyone else. I think it's one of those things where you bring somebody and then they really enjoy it, and they're going to come back, and that's why I use the word drag. Well, might not be the most correct word to use, but I say that because it's like sometimes it's a little bit like pulling teeth. You gotta get them there, and maybe that takes a little bit more encouragement, a little bit more than you would like. But when they're there, then they're like, oh, this is really great, I love it, like I'm having a great time, and then they want to come back. And that's the same for any, like, I think minor league sport or anything where you're trying to get the word out and encourage people. The best thing you could do is just get them to one game, and then the team will do the rest, right, Luis? I don't understand
yeah.
how you could come to a Pride game and not go, I want to come back again.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been reading and listening to a lot of fans that are OCSC, and they say, "Hey, I listened to your show. I really enjoyed going to a Pride game. You were right. This is great. My kid got her whole bowl signed by the team. My daughter got a picture with the coach and all that stuff. So." That is the whole atmosphere. That's how it used to be. I know back in USL days, there used to be that more of like that grassroots sense. And I think some fans are missing that. And I think the Pride is definitely providing that for them. And not only that, they're playing exciting soccer. I mean, which I think is the number one reason you should go. I mean, it's the number one reason they're playing. They have a phenom right there at the 9, man. She cannot be stopped. So
The Banda train ain't stopping for nobody, Luis.
sure. Oh, I think he froze. I think John froze.
Pride. You still got me?
Yeah, I got you. There you go. I got you. You froze a little bit, but then you came back. There you go.
Okay, good. Orlando Pride, 2.3 goals per game. Portland Thorns, 1.80 goals per game, says Rachel. Easy rank 1, she says as well. And Victor Sanchez, ESPN can kiss your my you know what. I'll let you fill in the blank there, but I'm with you, Victor. Not a fan of ESPN at the moment. Friday, Luis, 7 p.m. Valley Sports, NWSL Plus, the big one, Orlando Pride versus Portland Thorns. This game is a Titan match off right now in this league. The Portland Thorns have won 6 on the bounce. We've won 7 on the bounce. It's not going to be easy. I think this is going to be our biggest test of the year.
For sure.
I am slightly afraid of Sophia Smith, not going to lie. She's She's scary good. She's Banda level good. So your thoughts on the big matchup between the Thorns and the Pride on Friday, Luis?
Well, I mean, this is gonna. When you face a team with the caliber of Sophia Smith, Janine Becky, Canadian national team, Kofi and Sarbrun. I can't even pronounce your name. Sarpus. I was gonna say, but
Sourburn. Sourburn.
there you go. And Hina Sugita from Japan. We have to play conservative. I think we need to be defensively sound. We need to play as if it was an away game in our own home. I think in this case, because we definitely need to win that, we need to be on in. We got to make history. I think this team deserves it. Their fans deserve it. I know the Black Swans are going to be there. The atmosphere is going to be fantastic. People are going to be going there, but we got to play conservative. Playing one of the top teams, that this win for them could mean them really become contenders, just like we are, and getting closer to that holy grail and the top three teams in the NWSL. So, and for us, it will be huge because we will be starting a new record with 8 wins straight. The only team in the NWSL winning 8 straight. So we got to continue that, and so I'll say be defensively compact. We have the players. I think Rafa is going to be Rafa, and we'll do the lineup in just a moment. We need to have Haley as well. Haley in the mid. I know Angelina will be sidelined, but we have the players that are able to contain. Now, obviously, our wings are going to be the ones who are going to stop Sophia Smith. So we need to see the best game Carrie Abello has ever played, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
I agree with all of that, Luis. I think for me, the thing that gives me a little bit of hope is the teams that they beat more recent, like in the 6 wins that they've got. I think really the Washington Spirit are the only team that I would put on a similar level to us and them. Outside of that, they played the Dash, they played the Red Stars, they played the Bay, they played Seattle, they played Dash again in that 6. So I think they've had a little bit of an easier time. And earlier in the season, when they started out with a loss to Kansas City Current, a loss to Gotham, a tie with Louisville, and a loss to Courage. We've managed to beat the Courage. We managed to beat Louisville. When they had that run in the bad form at the beginning of the season was with a different coach. They have a new coach, and ever since then, it's all seemed to be going well. And Sophia Smith is firing, but I don't think they faced a challenge like us yet. The 2-1 win against the Washington Spirit was probably their hardest game so far in that run, and now they're going to be coming into our house. That gives me a little bit of confidence, and I think that we've got to have a really solid defensive game, and we have had a lot of solid defensive games. I mean, the 2 goals we gave up to Seattle was probably, wasn't great, but outside of that, we've been looking really solid with clean sheets at home. And so I'm encouraged by our defensive ability. I really think that we do have the capability and the players to shut down Smith, to shut down Becky, to shut down, Moultrie and all of them. But it just depends. Like we have to play our best defensive game. And then up the other end, we got to make sure that we keep firing with Barbara and everybody, because we're going to probably need to win this one by 3-2, or you know what I mean? I don't think one goal is going to be enough. I imagine at some point Portland will get one, whether that's from a set piece or just out of play. But I think we're going to need, like Seattle in the last game, I think we're going to need to score a couple goals. I think Becky Sauerbrunn is a little bit older. You know, she's on the older side. She's not the
Yeah.
fastest anymore. So it's going to be interesting with her against Barbara down the middle. Like, is she just going to blow past her? I think there's some weakness in the back line, like we said, for Portland that we could exploit. But they're just so stacked up front that they're going to get a goal or two. Even if we play an incredible game, I think it's going to be hard to keep them out. And we're in that combination there again of needing to score more goals than them, and similar to like it was against the Rain.
Not only that, but it's going to be great competition for Barbara Banda for her national team. I mean, talking about a great move by the striker to move to the NWSL to get ready for the playing with her national team. She's facing already top level center backs in the world, and she's really carving them up. So we may see that against the Thorns. We need to take advantage. We need to attack and be super compact defensively, and we need to just sting like a bee right away. So first 10 minutes, boom, we have to see a goal. You know, we get them stunned, and then we just keep going. Play our game defensively. You know, get them really frustrated because they're the type of team that when they attack, also they look for the foul, just like right here, Rachel's saying, you know, we can let them draw a single foul because they will look for those PKs. You know, that's one thing that Sophia Smith does as well. So we need to be sound. So let's do the lineup. I don't know if you want to do it, John, for this game.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Obviously we got Morehouse.
Anna in goal. I think our back
Right.
four is pretty set now, Louise.
I think it's going to be Sam's.
Yeah, Sam's, Hafa,
Rafa, Kylie,
and Carrie.
yeah, and Carrie. That's right. And another thing is, you know, you imagine if this team with this squad, with this youth, beats the Thorns. You know, again, you know, this is showcasing, you know, Carrie making, you know, Carrie Abello making, you know, bus noise, you know, in the NWSL and getting her name out there. Also Emily Sams again and Kylie Strom. So all these players, you know, young talented players, you know, making their name and making their mark, right? So saying, you know, hey, I'm here, I exist, you know.
And we got to save a bit of face on the Thorns, man. It's similar, like any of these teams, big teams we play, the record is so bad against them. Like they have 13 wins to our 3 against the Thorns head to head and 2 draws. So this is all about, you know, like we did against Seattle. There's a certain amount of they expect to beat up on us like they have for many years. So they might get frustrated by the fact that they're having to play a different Pride that's got a lot of attacking assets that are causing them real problems. And similar to Seattle Rain, maybe we can take advantage of that and, you know, get them some yellow cards and maybe a disciplinary or something sent off for a yellow or whatever. But if we can get under their skin, Luis, that's always good, because these big teams, they don't like it when they start losing to what they consider lesser opposition.
I would go for a 4-4-2 here. I would not go.
You're not going for the 4-2-3-1.
No, I'm going for why? Because we're playing the Thorns, and I feel we're gonna need some. We're gonna ruffle some feathers. We're gonna have to ruffle some thorns in the mid. And to me, I don't know what you think. I think Morgan, if she's available, and Haley, right here.
Yeah, I think that's our strongest 2 D mids. I think Allie is playing really well, but I think Seb is just giving Morgan like a game on, a game off kind of thing, because he knows that she's got a little bit of injury tendency, and he doesn't want to push her too hard, I think.
Right. So I think we're going to need Morgan's pressing intensity and Haley pressing hard in the mid, forcing when Portland goes in transition to make mistakes. And then who are you going to have on the wings? Well, I mean, I think to me, Summer Yates and Julie Dole. I don't know what you think. Um, Julie Dole has been great too, just carrying the ball around, playing really good defense. Um,
I think
and Summer Yates.
Marta's got to be in there though, right? So you put like this game, you know, you could put Summer and Marta on the wings would maybe be the option,
Yeah, I mean, you
or
could put.
Is Adriana going to be in there?
I
Probably.
think I think the two up front are going to be Adriana and Banda.
Yeah. So if we're playing 4-4-2, I would go Marta on the right and Summer on the left, probably.
No, yeah, I mean yeah, you're probably right.
I think
I
Seb has shown that he's more likely to play those
over Doyle.
Over Doyle and Watt. I
Okay.
I think Doyle and Watt provide a different kind of game. I think if you want to hold the ball, you put Marta and Summer in there. I think if we're going for the counter attack, like you're saying, Luis, if we're going to sit a bit more and hit them on the counter, then you know, Julie and Allie. It's different
Yeah,
things. I think Summer and Marta, if you want ball retention, you put those two in there. They're
yeah,
so good at keeping the ball
yeah.
playing together.
Also look at this, which you're gonna be like, "Yo, Lewis, you're pretty crazy," but just look at this.
What?
I think you're onto something. I agree with you now because all you got to do is this. Rafa passes the ball to Marta. Marta goes in transition, slides in the mid. Morgan goes right here, and then you got another type of formation. Marta's right behind Adriana and
And
Banda.
we saw that a lot last
Right.
game, at least. Like I thought it
Then
was 4-4-2, and then Marta's drifting around, like she's
right.
playing that free
Then
role.
you could do the same thing with Summer. Summer carry drives the ball down or passes the ball to Summer, or Haley passes the ball to Summer. Summer cuts in, slides in. Haley, you know, Kylie Strom goes down. There's no gaps. They have the players to cut in. So I agree. I think this is a great lineup. I think,
Well, and Summer in front of and Carrie on that left side, she cuts in, and that
yeah.
gives Carrie the whole left side to go up on the left wing and put crosses in.
And then
And
Summer can stay back.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it depends more, honestly, Luis, on what Seb's trying to do with his tactics more than anything. Like we saw when Ali played in that 4-1 win against the Courage, where you know it was all like counter attack and speed, and her and Banda were just countering attacking at a ridiculous pace. But if it's gonna be like we want to hold the ball, then it's gonna be Marta and Yates, in my opinion.
Thanks for the simulation. That was ASMR. Sorry.
Yeah, we've got quality graphics here at
Yeah, there you go.
LPO. Luis is a
We got
master. We need
not
to get
even.
you a whiteboard, Luis, like they,
Hey,
you know, like on the and
if
you can do this behind you.
hey, if CBS wants to hire us, hey, we're right
Yeah,
here.
just give us a $20 million budget. We'll get you really nice graphics. The lineup, Luis, I think that looks great. We could debate it all day,
No,
but it's
I think
probably
this
going to
is
be
it.
close to that. And then score predictions on this one. What do you think?
Oh, man, look. There's going to be a lot of new fans coming in this game, and I do want to say that's fantastic to hear a lot of buzz within the Orlando City community. Even people that were all like, "Oh, we'll never go a game," like they're all like, "Yeah, I want to go now." So that's great progress.
One
So
fan at a time, Luis. One
correct.
fan at a
That's
time.
amazing. That's amazing. So I'm going for a pride win. I think they're going to be super motivated. I think on the press conference, you can check out the footage right there in our channel. They're all were gung ho and like, hey, we're ready to move to the next game and we want to beat the record. So they're all on point there. They all want to beat the record. So I have full faith that they're gonna get a positive result. It's gonna be a 3-1 win, Orlando.
I'm with you, but I think 3-1.
3-1 win, Orlando. Banda brace. And then
Banda hat trick.
if it's a
So
Banda hat
close.
trick, I wouldn't be. I'll be good.
I want to shout out to the other Luis that covers the Pride, and always tweeting about the Banda hat trick watch, and yeah, we're all on hat trick watch anyway. But if it's gonna
Yeah.
happen, it's probably gonna be Barbara.
Mr. Peter Tapisani says, "Great analysis, guys. Keep it up. Barbara is just on fire. We'll love to see how far she could go. Pride 2-1 Thorns. There you go. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Rachel, Ali, and Banda are a good pair too. Yeah, I agree, but I like Ali's speed when we have the Thorns tired. And then you bring Julie Doyle, you bring Ali, you bring, even if you want Amanda Allen, take Banda out. Like, I think we're onto something. You bring Ali Lemos, take Morgan out, you know. So they have so much rotation. It says Yates and Marta. Yes, there you go. So, and have you noticed John Marta's playing around 70 minutes a game, which it's great for her. I think, and I remember poor Marta playing a full 90 and then resting the next two games because you know,
Yeah, I mean, look at the subs we make in every game, man. I feel like Seb has so many assets there that he can just, like in this one, he wanted to shut it down basically. At a certain point, we were like, okay, we're 2-1 up. We're not going to get this fourth goal. So 81st minute, bring on Corey Dyke. Sorry, that's wrong, but he brought on subs. I think Corey was one of them, and just to be able to close it out. I mean, that's what you need. You need to rely on your players to do that. One thing we didn't talk about in this was the availability report, Luis. We haven't got it yet, obviously, but from last game, Angelina's still out with the knee. We had Celia was a new one. I didn't know about that. She was out with a hip thing. So Celia's out at the moment. Also questionable was Laro with lower leg problems. So those were surprises, but obviously the rest we know about that are out at the moment. But hopefully Angelina, I think it's probably a few months away. It would be my estimation. But Laro, I don't know what's up with her and this hip thing for Celia. So we got to keep an eye on that, and we'll obviously send it out as soon as we know more information on who's available on Friday. But this lineup, I think, Luis, should be everybody available and fit to go.
Yeah, for sure. I think we are. I think we're good. I mean, we have plenty of depth. I didn't know about Celia either. Hopefully, we see her speedy recovery. But we have Carrie Lawrence. We have all these other players that it could be. Now, imagine we still have Viviana Villacorta.
Megan's out for the season. Simone's out for the season. Obviously, Luana. So it's
Viviana Villacorta's out for the season too. But just imagine another depth player right there in the D mid. So you got Morgan, you got McCutcheon, and now you have Viviana. Like in another weapon for Seb if she decides to stay in the Pride, right? I mean, she could, go. She could go to the USL League too.
I really think it's going to be a matter of time before Ali Lemos takes over in that D mid position, Luis, and that brings us nicely onto our next point of U.S. Women's National Team call-ups. Let's start with the good news. Ali Lemos, U20 National Team call-up. She's been getting call-ups, all throughout her college career. U18, U19. She's played for the U20s before, but this is great to see that she's getting that recognition again. Called up with the U20s with a lot of college level players. She's one of the few that are actually in a pro club. So maybe she's going to be more. I think like she's more of a veteran in this squad. That's the way I see it, right, Luis? So she's a U20 vet, a youth national team vet at this point, and she's probably going to be imparting some of her newfound wisdom of her time at the Pride upon her teammates, and we are excited to see her play in the upcoming matches against Korea Republic. So. Yeah, exciting stuff, and congratulations to Ali.
It's definitely exciting. There's also a lot of other young players, like Sophia Cook is there. You have obviously people from North Carolina FC, and people from Ali Setner from Utah Royals, and you have also I think Savvy King from BFC. So I mean, definitely she's making strides for the path to play in the women's national team. And like you said, she's definitely an important piece of the puzzle for this Pride at such a young age. I just can't wait to see her thrive here and grow into be a possible starter next season. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great to have her. It's kind of like what Summer, Summer last season too. She was just a role player. She was just role playing. Being there, another piece of the puzzle. But this year, I think she's one of the unmovable players. You cannot move her out of the starting lineup.
Well, Allie has a real chance with, sad that Angelina is out and Luana is out, but they
Yeah.
would have been our two mainstay D mids. Haley's moved in from right back and killing it, and
She's
and
killing
obviously Morgan is a veteran who shows her quality. She knows what she's doing. But I really think the door is open there for Allie across the season to stamp her, mark on that spot. I think by the end of the year we'll be looking at her as a core part of the squad. So we love to see it. Oh,
Now,
so you got the Martha
yeah,
moves?
I wanted to show this because look what playing alongside Marta does to you. Because like I'm sorry, but Carabello and Julie Doe look like South American players. Very impressive. Like, look at that. look at that, man. Like, that's Marta right there. Boom. Ah,
The
look at
goat still
Julie.
got it.
Look at Julie. So
Julie, stop it. Stop it.
I'm
That's
telling
nasty.
you, they're, how do you say it? You say
Chef's kiss.
Chef Seb Hines is cooking, and they're
Oh,
cooking too.
Chef Seb is cooking. Yeah,
And
100%. I mean, it's not just the
yeah,
Brazilians that can do
th-
the samba skills.
that's
Look at
why
this.
that's why Balser was upset. Look, she just you know when Balser was like trying to lift NWSL championships. Carriabello was in her sophomore year at Penn State, and now she's being humiliated, completely humiliated by Carrie.
And all of that on turf, Luis. All of this on
On turf.
turf.
Oh,
On
that's one
terrible,
thing that we
terrible
totally forgot to
turf.
bring to. We totally forgot to bring that up. All of this
Well,
on turf.
I'm so numb to talking about turf, so I just for me it's like, oh God, they're on turf. And like I don't want to have to repeat myself 1,000th time, but we will. It sucks. We hate it.
It's
It's stupid. It's not good for the sport. Get rid of it.
yeah.
Let's have some professionalism. And that goes to the Sounders as well. Like it's they're playing on, the pitch that they're provided with. It's not even their stadium. So we can't even blame the rain. I blame the Sounders owners for not investing in a real soccer stadium. Instead, they just use their one for the NFL team. So
Yeah, I mean, Rafa mentioned that in the post press conference. It's like it's horrible to play in turf.
it's horrible. You can
It's
tell.
against the sport. He's like, it's against the sport. I can't believe in the United States you still have to play in pitches like this, right? So I think we all need to have. I don't know if you've seen the technology. I don't know. I'm bringing this up. I know this is probably not going to happen in a long time, but Real Madrid's pitch has is a. It's like this top of the line. Like they have 4 levels of grass,
Super grass.
and then they press a button, and then they pick the size of the real. Is this real grass, natural grass, and then the thing goes down, and then the new pitch comes up by itself. Like it's like pretty impressive, dude. It's like top
Madness.
level. Obviously, that's not gonna happen, but
And that's why we should appreciate our stadium, Luis, because I think we got one of the most beautiful grass pitches in the whole of the league, especially in NWSL for sure.
Yeah.
We're talking pitch. Yeah.
We've seen also like, have you seen the Subaru Parks pitch? Man, there's like yellow spots all over, like on the side. We don't have none of that. So
Well, we got that beautiful year-round sunshine. So shout out to the grounds people at Interinco Stadium. They do an incredible
sure.
job. Luis, the sad part of the U.S. women's national team was that they announced today the call up for the camp that they've got going on with a couple friendlies, and there was no Pride players included. I'm not super shocked. I think Emma Hayes is just taking the majority of the players she knows play in the national team with a few changes here or there. But it kind of sucks that the likes of Sam's more than anybody. Like I'll also say maybe Carrie, maybe Summer, but definitely Emily Sam's. Like I'm looking at that roster, and I think Naomi Germer should be out and Emily Sam should be in there because Naomi Germer has not. I don't understand why everybody like what. I guess she's got something about her, but I don't always see it. And I think this year she's not been playing well for the Wave. Like their defensive record is pretty bad. So I don't understand how you're picking her over Emily Sams, who's not even lost a game and has been a mainstay for the Pride and just an incredible form, scoring goals, playing right back, center back. So for me on that one, but I think it's more to do with, like I said, that Emma Hayes is just going kind of with what she's got. But I think over time, there's some places here that we can fight for, Luis. Like I put in, a Bello over Kruger, right? Kruger's been okay for the, Red Stars, but I think
Look, I
Carey
know
is one
Freddie
of
is
the
the only
best left
Kruger I know.
backs. And then Summer Yates, like they've got Jaden Shaw in there. Jaden Shaw has not been that great so far this year for who is it she plays for? Is it Angel City? I can't remember now. But I know she hasn't been tearing it up. She got like 2 goals on the season. So I'm not super annoyed, but I think if we continue in our form and then over time as Emma Hayes starts to shape things up and she's looking at different options, I really hope she's looking at the Pride because I don't understand what else we got to do to at least get a recognition, Louis. Like at least there's definitely some U.S. national. I mean, Kylie Strom's a U.S. player, potentially could get back in there, right? Like our defense has been incredible. So over time, I hope to see some Pride players in there. And this wasn't surprising, but just let's not hope that this is a trend that continues.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, why is Alex Morgan there? I mean, how many goals has she scored? Did she score a lot of goals this season, John?
Who?
Alex Morgan. She's there.
Oh, you're gonna bring up Alex? Oh man,
Right.
I
Then
was
you got
gonna avoid this. I was gonna avoid having to talk
then you
about
got then you
the
got
injured player that's however old that we're taking with us for no reason.
so this is the same thing. I don't know what's up. I don't know if the women's national team talks to the men's national team and they decide, hey, you know what? We're gonna botch this for a little bit, and like in the men's, they didn't bring Brandon Vasquez. Like he's having a monster season in Mexico. They don't call him up. Like what the hell is wrong with you, Berhalter? And it's the same thing here. Obviously the difference is UN's women's national team are 4-time World Cup champs. And
The squad is good. It's not.
yeah,
It's not like we're Pride people, so we want our players in there. I just think I'm trying to look subjectively at where there's room in this squad, and I think there's some, especially in defense. I think there's some players that could lose their spots, like to a Pride player, and I would hope that Emma Hayes, who I hold with much high esteem, I think she's an incredible manager, will eventually look at us and go, "Yeah, I'll take you, and I'll take you because of what you're doing in your clubs."
yeah. I mean, they're bringing. I'm looking at the top goal scorers of the NWSL, and I do not see Alex Morgan there. So
Alex Morgan is the biggest, just she's been thrown in there because she's Alex Morgan. I'm pretty sure that Emma Hayes just knows that she's a big, presence in this team and wasn't going to rock the boat this early by not bringing her, but she's injured at the moment. So I don't really understand why you're bringing in an injured player. I don't get that.
Why is
And I also think she hasn't been in scoring form. She's not been in form at all. So, yeah, just Play Sophia Smith the whole time. We don't need to be playing Alex Morgan right now.
You got Lynn Williams, she's not there either.
Yeah, like what she just sets the record for the most goals in NWSL. Is having a killer season, a
Lynn
great
Williams
season.
is not there.
And
then you have Ashley Thompson is not there either.
I mean, Lynn Williams is disgraceful. I think that's a slap in the face to her.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see Morgan in not even top assists or top scores. So, again, we need to, these are the type of moments in which, if it's a camp roster, you need to have the most depth possible, and you need to have a passing of the torch. I think it's time to pass the torch and bring new faces in the national team. Now, the good thing about no Pride players being selected is that we can just concentrate on winning it all, right? And have no pressure.
We're not getting distracted by U.S. women's national team. We're not going to lose any injuries from that. I mean, this is the upside, Luis. But yeah, great to see that Allie got the call up, and she's going to continue on in U20s, and we're hopeful that in the future some Pride players might finally get some recognition. We'll see. Let's see what happens. And the Olympics is not far away, Luis. If we get more injuries and they drop a few more players, they got to bring some replacements in for the Olympic squad. We never know. It could happen. So let's keep faith in that one.
So I'll just read some comments real quick. It says, John's favorite striker, says Rachel. Gurma's great, but has been injured for most of the season. Shaw is insane for the national team, but she's been on the bench a lot this season or also injured. Abello and Sams are healthy, so at least the training camp. That's right. Thank you, Rachel. Rock the boat. I would rather win, and we only have so many slots. There you go. Let's see if I have any Instagram comments. It says, thank you so much. It says, red car all day, no matter what the team is playing. There you go. I think that was for the foul against Banda. So thank you so much, Kim Scott, for watching. Appreciate that. So there you go. You have anything you want to add, John?
No, I think that's our show, buddy. I mean, it was a lot to reflect on from the 3-2 epic game against Seattle. And then obviously we talked about Portland. That's a big one. Encourage everybody to come on Friday. It's going to be a matchup, two massive teams. And we want to pack that stadium. I'd love to get like the 8,000 or 9,000 mark, Luis. Maybe even the 10,000. That would be
good. 10K, man.
The game to do it for. We need more people for this game. We need a bit more of that 12th man drive from the crowd. And this team deserves it. So encourage everybody to come on Friday. What is it? Still $8 tickets? Are they doing that? I don't know. I haven't checked, but it's not expensive. So
yeah, it's like the price of a beer.
Yeah, it's like $15 for
the price of a beer
or a seat, or you can go in the wall for the same price. So
yeah.
I'd love to see people there. If you do see me, come say hi in real life, or if you see Luis going up to the press box, go say hi to him.
Come say hello. I don't bite.
We're super nice in real life. I promise. I won't.
Very nice.
I won't be mean to you. I swear.
Why would you say that? You're not mean.
I don't know. Some people might think I'm intimidating.
Really?
Who knows? Right? I want to interact with people in real life, just like we do on Twitter. I love that. We get to talk all day. And shout out to everybody who's been talking in the Facebook group of the NWSL Pride. That's been great. Some great group, conversations in there. Everybody who's contributing. So we love that, and come back for more, right? So you can support us as Loud and Proud Orlando by subscribing to the Loud and Proud Orlando YouTube channel. We have the City Pod live every Monday and Thursday night. This is the Pride Pod live on Tuesday nights. We also have Pride Talks, which is going on after every game. So if you don't know about this, you haven't heard about it, we do it on X after every match. It's using their Spaces feature. Luis and myself, we jump on there and give our initial thoughts on the game. But like we said, we started it for you guys. So we'd love to have you come on and talk. You can request to talk, or if you just want to drop in the comments. We usually do it about an hour or so after the game ends. So join us there if you're all hyped on Friday night and you want to talk Pride right after the win. And you can also listen to us later on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere else that you get your podcasts. You can find us on social media as LPO_podcasts on X and on Instagram, and on Facebook as Loud and Proud Orlando.
Now,
Luis, any final thoughts?
yesterday we were at 991 subs, I
Oh,
think.
we're so close.
We are at 900. We are 6 subs away to get the 1K. I don't know, but we're gonna have to plan something, John. I don't know. We're gonna get some clowns, and we're gonna give some balloons away. I don't know. We gotta go find out and see what we're gonna do.
We haven't had enough time to plan, Luis. This
Yeah, I
I've
know,
been on
right?
vacation. Paula's in Spain and France, like she's in Europe.
I know,
You're
right?
about to go on vacation
Yeah, I
to
know.
England.
Yeah,
So like it's chaos. This is
we
come at
need
the
some.
worst time for us to celebrate our 1,000 mark. But we'll do a post. We'll thank everybody, and then we're gonna think hard about what we're gonna do, something fun
Yeah,
to bring the community together of Loud and
correct.
Proud, and thank you, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
Exactly.
all of your algorithm positivity, Luis. You know, every like, every share, every follow, all of that stuff
That's right.
really helps us out, because this thing grows organically with you and your assistance. We don't pay to push ads. We don't do any of that. So
No.
all of this growth is because of you guys, watching and following and listening and liking. So thank you so much, and continue to do so, please.
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank everybody for joining today at the Pride Pod. No, it just go and support the Pride. They're playing phenomenal soccer. I know I still have to get my Pride magnet and my scarf and my little bobblehead. You fixed it?
No, I still haven't fixed Marta. I promise I'll get some glue and fix her before Portland, because I'm worried if she's still broken, then it might be a bad sign, Luis.
No, no,
It's
come
bad
on.
juju to have
Yeah,
no
you
leg
cannot have
bobblehead
broken things.
Marta. This is
That's
bad. I
right.
gotta fix her.
Yep, fix her. All right, John. Anything else you want to add before we close?
That's it, buddy. Just thank you for listening, and as always, Vamos Pride.
Vamos Pride. Take care.